release them. It depends on size. So of course, with the sharks, definitely between.
And what's the guy above us with the GoPro?
The exhibit, so that's when we'll release them. And then also comfort level. So we do monitor the exhibits daily. Our curatorial staff is really good at noticing different changes in the behaviors of the animals. And if we do see levels of discomfort, we will remove them from the exhibit, place them in our quarantine zone, try to assess the situation. And if we feel like the best thing for it is to release it back out into the wild in its natural environment, then that's what we'll do. We have seen this before in the past, and that's totally fine. We won't keep them confined within the exhibit.
So these fish here are a lot bigger than they look here.
It's a good question.
Those divers look awfully small.
Yes, so the divers do look like little Oompa Loompas in here. That's
down here
because,
now.
you notice because the glass is curved, right? Due to the fact that the glass is curved, the animals appear 1/3 smaller than what they actually are. So they're about 33% larger than what they look like. Yeah. So everything looks a little bit smaller through this glass. All the other glasses that you folks will be looking throughout the exhibit, those are normal size. They're not demagnetized or anything like that, so they're actual size. Just this glass because it is curved. And so right now we have our Shark Dive Maui program going on. So early in the morning, around this time, we allow certified scuba divers at least the age of 12 and over to actually scuba dive within this exhibit for about 30 to 45 minutes and spend some quality time with the sharks. This is one of our ways to kind of spread knowledge to our visitors that sharks are not the evildoers that they make them look like in Hollywood films. And I'll be getting into talking to you folks about it in just a moment. But yeah, you guys can follow me this way. We can head out of this tunnel, and I will get you folks seated on the bleachers, and I'll be giving you folks it's like a scuba diving.
Like watching the human exhibit.
It's the funniest shark I've ever seen. He's more dangerous than shark.
That's really neat. I know you love that.
I didn't really. It's got a small tank. It's maybe a half-hour tank.
Yeah, it's not very long, but you swim with sharks that don't bite.
Well, sand sharks.
Hammerheads, there's a tiger shark in there too.
I've been.
Oh.
Alright, so aloha everybody, and welcome to the largest exhibit we have here at the park. The Open Ocean exhibit is about 750,000 gallons. We roughly about 800 gallons throughout this exhibit every minute. So we have a constant current going throughout this exhibit. It's very crucial that we have a saltwater exhibit. We need a drink. Now, start identifying a lot of the animals in here. One of the biggest questions we get here is, what are these large so?
Do they have a reverse?
Excuse me, ma'am. You're in my way.
They are the number one source fish in terms of shore fishing here in Hawaii. You see people fishing on the beach, very large fishermen. Those are the catch these fish. The largest one in here is between 80 to 100 pounds. However, they
Got that one on cam.
back to the record.
Here comes Samantha.
Back in the 1980s.
Gonna try and feed him.
In at 191 pounds, a little bit over 7 feet. Now you'll notice some of them are darker in color, and that's because they have the ability, like most fish, to change the color of their skin. They change from this bright silver color to a dark jet black, almost instantaneously. And they do that when they are excited, feeding. So it's kind of like a movement to their body that shows their behavior to everybody else. It's like a warning sign. So I'm really familiar with fish, and I'm sure most of you folks know that within the same family, hammerhead is the mackerels. The mackerels are in the same family as these guys. That's why we say holy mackerel. These guys get so big. All right. What else do we have here? We've got tons of sharks, as I mentioned. folks, we have 19 sharks in the exhibit. We have 6 different species. As they swim across the glass, sharks swimming right here. Now, the great reef shark has a black outline on the back part of the body, so that's why we actually have one great reef shark. And you can see she has an enlarged belly over here. Their gestation period is between 14 and 16 months as compared to a human, which is about 9 months. They can give birth to 3 to 5 months at a time. Some sharks are very interesting. Different ways that they give birth. Some sharks they give birth to babies, gray reef sharks. Some sharks, like the sand tiger shark, has been known to have about 50 babies at one time, but only 2 babies come out because those 2 babies come all together. That's how they get their nutrition. We have a blacktip reef shark swimming towards the left. So you can see they have the blacktip. That's how you can identify the pieces. And scientists believe they have their black tips on the edge of each head to help them better blend in around the rocky structure. So here's another glimpse at the blacktip. Some more great reef sharks. Now, as you folks see as well, we do have one of the Scalloped Hammerhead in this exhibit. Now, a lot of people like to ask why do they have that oddly shaped head? And it serves a variety of functions. First off, it allows that shark to pin their prey against the ground and take a bite out of them. Also, getting into talking about sharks and their special abilities. They have these black dots underneath their snout, and that's a sensory system. And it allows the sharks to detect electromagnetic pulses underwater. So any electricity like brain activity, heartbeats, muscle movements, they can detect those things from up to 800 meters or about a mile away. And so if you're swimming in the ocean, the shark can detect your heartbeat from about a mile away. Generally, sharks swim in the opposite direction because unlike what Hollywood and media tends to make people think, they are actually very timid animals. The reason for this is because they're very lethargic and lazy. When we get into talking about sharks, one of the biggest misconceptions is that they're always hungry, they like to eat a lot. And it's almost entirely untrue. For example, the average adult reef shark only eats about once every 7 to 10 days. The average great white shark or tiger shark has been known to go on a meal up to 2 to 3 months. And that is because sharks naturally have a very slow metabolism. It takes them a long time to break down the food that they eat and turn it into energy. Now, at the same time, this means that sharks don't have a lot of energy to spend. So they like to prey on things that are easy for them to catch. Instead of hunting, they would much rather prefer to scavenge, opportunistic hunting. So what this means is sharks prefer to feed on things that are dying, sick, diseased, and injured. So if you think about that, when sharks are eating the sick and injured fish, it doesn't only serve as a easy fish, but it also helps to prevent the spread of those diseases to other fish. And that's why we consider sharks as very important animals out there in the ocean, because they play this very important role of being the garbage in the sea. If we don't have sharks in the ocean, any sick fish that die, they end up washing onto the shore. And we have very smelly sick fishes, and nobody would want to swim. So we really want to pay attention to the sharks out here, because they're very important animals. Yes, so we give them brush stroke qualities. This right here, this is John, or not John. I think John is on the other side. We have our head of the curatorial staff here right now, who's responsible for taking care of the animals. So when we feed the animals, we give them brush stroke qualities, tuna, squid, herrings, mackerel, sardines, things like that. That's the large one over here. It's a type of
yeah, she's got the coolest personality too. She's so smart, you can like see it. She'll come up and like stare at you while you're back. She's like, that's what you're doing.
fish are eating the other fish.
Fish are eating dead fish. It looks like somebody wanted to give it to the shark. Oh, but here he comes to eat it. Now every fish wants to have a bite of it.
Tiger shark, so it is roughly between 5 to 6 feet in length. They've been known to have a maximum length between 18 and 20 feet. And they definitely grow a lot larger than the sharks. When you think of the reef sharks, those guys will grow up to 6, 7 feet. So, when you're looking at the animals in class, just keep in mind to compare the sizes of some of them. Each window pane is about 10 feet in length. The largest reported tiger shark in Hawaii was about 22 feet. Now, as I mentioned, when the sharks get too large, usually the tiger shark, that's spends at least about 2 years because they take full advantage of the food. Very quickly.
The white tips are awake, knowing it's food time.
If you guys have any questions about the animals, feel free to ask. You guys are with their shark divers, right?
Yeah, we are. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Interesting experience.
Yeah. It's a cool experience because not only is it really exciting and fun, but we really tie it to the educational aspect about sharks and kind of spreading awareness about them. Especially because over 90% of shark population worldwide is wiped out. So there's only 10% of sharks remaining.
And is it for sport or?
It's mainly it's from finning, shark finning. That industry, because it was such a high range price per fin, and they don't. What they do is they don't carry a lot more of them because they take the fins off and out in the ocean, catch them live, fin them, and then put them back in the ocean, so they're able to stockpile a lot more. And then it kind of, once the demand for it kind of blew up, the whole industry kind of blew up. So that's the main reason. But some of it is sport and out of fear as well.
It's amazing that you catch all these yourself. That's really nice. And do you tag them at all?
We have tagged them before. We don't really do any like tagging, just because it's really expensive. So if we had maybe a grant or someone donated money for the tags, we would do it. But we're not technically a research facility. I mean, we do conservation work. And we have had like research go on here, etc. But it's mainly an aquarium.
But there's when you re-rhythm them, they do well.
Yeah. So sharks are basically they're born with this kind of natural instinct, and like because they don't really hang around mom. Right when they're born, they're pretty much looking for their first meal. So that wild instinct in them, and has that kind of keeps their mentality this way. And we don't hand feed any of our sharks. We don't associate anything unnormal, with them. The only thing is what I say is we make them a little bit more tolerant to people, just because we're in the water diving. They're not necessarily used to humans. They still react the same way. It's just they're more like, okay, he's gonna be in here cleaning. So so they're not going to necessarily swim away. Because most of the time sharks actually will swim away from people.
Right.
But they're very intelligent animals.
This is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's funny, you can always see something happen new in here. One time I was in here for a feeding and there was like a piece of fish skin. And you know how like dolphins play with a leaf on their fin? The sharks were doing that similar. Yeah. And they were using their fins and, as well as their mouth, kind of like playing with each other. It's pretty funny.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah,
So-
most people wouldn't.
Hey, should we move into the other side, see if we can
Yeah,
see
you might
down?
get a good view.
Dad's right there.
Yeah, I know, but maybe if we move into the other side, you could.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, this is kind of a fairly new thing. It's mainly with like cruise ships. So they come off the boat, and then there's like different activities they do. So they bring them down here and do it's like a really
40 minutes.
Yeah. They just go to the whole park, do a little quick talk, and then get gift shop, and then they get on another bus.
Alright, now.
Beautiful white tip shot right there.
Are whitetip reef sharks bigger than blacktips?
Yeah, they are. It's a good observation. You know, whitetip reef sharks, they're also one of the few sharks that have the ability to stop swimming. So they can actually lie on the bottom of the floor. Well, most sharks, like the rest of the sharks in here, they have to constantly swim just to be able to breathe. So if they stop swimming, they won't be able to breathe. Well, the whitetip still has that ability. You know how sharks sleep then if they can't stop swimming? They turn off half their brain and they go in like an autopilot, and then they rest that side of their brain and they go to sleep half of their part. And then when they wake up that side, they'll turn the other side off and they go to sleep on that side. And that's how they get their rest.
We were here in 2016, we did the Atlantis submarine.
Oh, cool.
And there were a couple of whitetip reef sharks.
Nice.
And we were speculating whether they were plants.
Yeah.
They were just on
Yeah.
the bottom, kind of hanging out, didn't
Yeah.
move. We were like,
Yeah, we have some people come around the corner and they're like, oh, is that shark okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's a white-tip reef shark. Oh, and there's our big grouper down there.
Yeah, he's a hungry one. He's having a heyday
Yeah.
with the free food.
Yeah, we got her from Big Island. They had her inside one of their snorkel pools. And it's pretty funny. They have like families will pay and go snorkeling, and it's kind of like a lagoon scenario. And she's such a big fish that people would get kind of worried because she's really friendly and she would follow them around. So kids and families would get scared from her. So they couldn't release her because she was born with a jaw deformity. So she's not able to hunt and get food naturally. So they had to send her over to us. So we take good care of her over here.
I think she has a pretty good life here.
Yeah, no, she's definitely pretty happy. It's the hotel and spa on the ocean's end. She's a
How'd you get out of the picture?
And she's actually a really interesting fish. She's kind of like an example of fish intelligence, because a lot of people really look at fish and they kind of picture nothing going on in between it. But she'll come up and she'll watch you. She'll kind of try to figure out what you're doing and things like that. It's kind of interesting. Well, I'm not really sure. She's probably small to medium size. She can get much larger. So I'd say she's definitely on the younger side. But I'm not really sure how long she was in Big Island. But we just recently got her. Maybe a month now. Yeah.
like that though.
Yeah, those grouper. This species of grouper is native to Hawaii, but because they get so large, they were basically overfished as a sport, like a game fishing. Since they're such big animals, pretty much got wiped out by spearfishing. Yeah, these big. Yep. So they actually taste better at a smaller size. It's kind of another sport fish. It's mainly about the experience of, because it's a really intense experience to go catch these guys. I mean, you can't do it from the beach shore, which is a little bit less, but some guys will go hiking like really hardcore out on the cliffside is where the best fishing for these guys are. So they hang out on like a lava rock cliffside, and they use really big, heavy gear and poles, and it's a pretty amazing experience to catch one this big. They actually do get bigger too. But yeah, they use some of them. They use wire leader for these guys. Huge hooks. Is that on the fin you're talking about?
On the top of the body.
Yeah, might be a little bit from the lighting because we have a light up above there, but they have reflector, that blue reflector kind of skim on top. It's really pretty. There's another species of jackfish that these guys are the giant trevally, or we call them palua in Hawaii. And then we also have another one that's really pretty with blue speckles on it. It's a bluefin trevally, and we call that bombiru in Hawaii. Those guys, they don't get as big, but they're very pretty to look at as well. Try to point them out as they come by. Yeah, I mean, we have some fish. Some of these guys, these big alua, we actually, when we caught them, most of them were not they weren't really considered alua yet. When they're young or juveniles, they're considered papio. So some of them were maybe 5 to 6 inches in length when we caught them. They've been here for 20 years. But other ones are new, and we do pretty much every animal in here is here as an ambassador of the species, so eventually everything will end back in the ocean. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hold on.
If you feed her, you might be able to actually see how she eats too. There you go. Oh. And they named her Magna. I'm not really sure why.
Can you see me? I'm a hammerhead.
Let's go ahead and take a seat. Okay, up the top.
Remember there. But part of that means elasticity, mainly due to their entire skeleton being made out. We wouldn't be keeping her here for that long. So we have our tiger shark. Has anybody seen the hammerhead shark yet? See lots of hands. Oh, wait, perfect timing. Have one right here in the center. Now, does anybody know why their eyes are on the sides of their head like that? That's kind of odd, right? What do you think? Why might they have one?
Because the hammer things, if it's in the middle of the life.
Yeah, it's in the middle, so they're on the sides. So with their eyes being on the sides of their head like that, they can see all the way around them. Other sharks, they can't see all the way around them. So, in other words, don't try and sneak sneak up on a hammerhead shark. They'll be able to see you. So the hammerhead shark. Let's see who we have next. How about, we have a few sandbars. So that's the shark right down here. No really distinct markings, but they have that really, really tall fin on top of their head. Does anybody know what that means for a few months? You guys have been months without meat. And to be that, believe it or not, there's actually a deep water species of shark called the six-gill, which has been known to go over a year without feeding, without a meal. That's a long time. Yeah, so sharks get very addicted to them. Now, who here knows what the role of the shark is in our ocean? Think of how we actually know. Right? What's their role in our ocean?
Actually look through the sand and the rocks. Find some shark
They do eat other sharks, also top predators, right, in our ocean ecosystems. Now, in addition to these top predators, there are actually in addition to scavengers as well. So who here knows an example of a scavenger that we have on land? Any animals we have that are scavengers on land? Vultures, right? Vultures, you know they're scavengers?
Cesar, look at them.
So vultures on land, that's a really, really good example. So what is it that they eat then? Do they eat healthy animals all the time? SCUBA, also known as the giant Trevally. So these are part of the jack family. You guys can see they're pretty giant, right? But just imagine these guys about twice that size they can get up to. The largest caught here in Hawaii was 191 pounds and 6 to 7 feet in length. So those guys can get almost double that size. They're kind of like teenagers. They still have some growing to do for sure. Yep. So these guys are they're probably the most aggressive animals that we have in our exhibit here. They are pack hunters, just like with wolves on land. They hunt in packs, and they are very, very fast swimmers for sure. So we have our jacks, and if you guys look at the surface, you'll see these long, slender silverfish. You see them kind of opening their mouths up at the surface. Those are milkfish, also known as ava. So they're feeding on little particles that are on the top of the water there. So that's their feeding method. And I do want to point out, you guys have noticed that we have to knock out a tooth. And what happens afterwards? They regrow it. Yeah, exactly. So with all those rows of teeth, they're able to grow back their teeth. It's kind of like they have a never-ending supply of teeth in their jaws, which is really amazing. So sharks, they don't have to worry about cavities or anything like that. They don't have to go to the dentist like us. They just lose a tooth and grow a new one. So I'll go ahead and start passing this around. If I can have you guys hold it on the sides, that way we can see. Yeah, so lots and lots of teeth in there. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for questions. I know you guys might have some questions. By a show of hands, I'll start answering. Got a question up front? Alright, she's naming the grouper Bumblebee. I got a new name there. Ooh, how long could uluas go without food? I'm actually not sure about that one, but I would think probably a few days or so, because they're out of the open ocean. There's not a lot of critters out there, so when they take that advantage, if there's an opportunity to feed, they definitely take that. But I'm not really sure how long they can go without feeding. Yeah. Actually, let's take one up here. Ooh, how long can stingrays grow? Can I answer your question? Go without food. So stingrays very similar with sharks. So the rays that we have in here, they're eating animals that are in the sand. Maybe soft-bodied marine worms and fish. So they can actually probably go a few days without eating as well. Yeah. Got a question over here? Do we have any flying fish? We do not have any flying fish here in our facility, but there are flying fish out in our waters, out in Hawaii waters. So flying fish, they do need lots and lots of space. This exhibit would definitely be too small for them. They travel big distances. All right, and another question up front? in our Living Reef building. Great question. All right, I need everybody listening up. So what happens when the sharks get too big? So before I answer that question, I do want to share all of the marine life, all the animals that you're going to see throughout the park in our facility today. They're all local. So they're all from our waters. We actually collect them all under a state permit, and because of that, we have the opportunity to release them back into the wild on a case-by-case basis. So two of the main factors, one is behavior. If we bring in an animal and it doesn't acclimate, it doesn't do well in our exhibit, we're able to release them back into the wild right away to make sure that they're okay. And then also size. So as I mentioned, that tiger shark can get almost double this, or two windows together here. Pretty big shark. We want to keep it in that exhibit, in this exhibit for that long when they get too big as well.